Okay, so if you can't afford or just cannot get hold of a full booster box of Temporal Forces, this is the answer. Hey everyone, Bruce from What's Popping here, and we are back with another Pokemon TCG unboxing. Now, Temporal Forces is here. We've all had a chance to play with it. We've all had a chance to check it out. And if you're a trainer out there, you know that this is a set that has tons for the players. There's lots for the collectors out there, but their hectic pull rates making it really, really difficult to pull some of the best cards in the set, including that secret or special illustration rare Iron Crown, which everyone is going absolutely crazy for. So we spoke to our friends over at Solar Pop. They're of course great friends of the channel. They're one of my favorite sponsors that we work with here on the channel. We spoke with them and spoke about how can we sort of give people advice on what the best product is for them if they cannot go ahead and buy a full booster box. Now, we know what the full kind of pull rates are from a booster box. Pull rates seem to be one special illustration rare in every 3 booster boxes, something ridiculous like that. So those cards are insanely difficult to pull. And then things like ETBs are kind of all over the place. So in this video, we're going to go ahead. We have 24 sleeved boosters, one of these, a full sealed case that gets shipped out to the store. And of course, we have the good old-fashioned Elite Trainer box. So we're going to be having a comparison, a battle between these two to see which is the best product for you if you are not somebody who's going out and buying a full booster box, and hopefully give you a little bit of advice on what is the best product if you're a collector or if you're a player, because the collectors are always going to tend towards the ETBs, right? The ETBs are that product that brings collectors in time and time again, and that's because it comes with a ton of cool stuff. You have your sleeves. You have, of course, the promo card. The promo card's always a very big thing, especially with this whole Temporal Forces era. We've been doing split ETBs. People love collecting sealed product, and ETBs lend themselves perfectly to that. And if you're going to crack them open, you get a ton of packs inside. You get all of your staples to start playing the game, and of course, those awesome full art promos. So for the collector, that's always going to be great. But if you are then going to start dabbling, do you want to buy a couple of packs? You just want to go and pick up some packs out of a booster box, or you're going to go ahead and try your luck with some of these sleeve boosters. Now, in the past, I've always had really, really good luck with sleeve boosters, so I've been kind of convinced that there's a better pull rate from sleeve boosters. But let's go ahead, let's check it out in this video, and let's dive into this topic. 9 packs of Temporal Forces from our ETB with the tops cut off. Here we go. Now guys, Temporal Forces, from what I've seen online and from I think what everyone's been hearing, is quite a tough set to do. So the inspiration behind this video was really to sort of look and see how can I help you guys to decide what is the best product for you when you're going to go ahead and collect Temporal Forces. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen quite a few videos, so I'm going to go through quite quickly here, and we'll stop if we get to any cool pulls or anything that's super playable. But oh, nice, we'll start off with an EX. So Scissor EX to start us off there. But like I was saying, the reason behind this video is because it is such a tough set to pull and so, really difficult to find chase cards if you're a collector. There's lots of playable cards out there if you are a player. This is definitely one, I think, that has more leaning towards the players than it does towards the collectors out there. So I wanted to see, we know pretty much what we get in a booster box, right? I think for this set, you guaranteed possibly 1, maybe 2 ace specs. Future booster energy capsule there. Definitely take that out if you're playing a future deck. Heavy baton. Take that one out if you're playing Iron Hands. Very, very useful. Basically helping those Iron Hands decks to run. So you're getting 1, and a Roaring Moon to finish. So not a bad hit to finish off there. Not a real hit, but if you're building Ancient Box, then you are going to want a couple of Roaring Moons. In a booster box, you are going to... Minchino, we're just pulling the playable cards there. You do want the older version of this that has, I think, Call for Family, which has you draw cards, which evolves into Chinchino for your Lugia decks. I will get to talk in a moment about the purpose of this video if we keep putting stuff. Great Tusk, another super playable card. I got beaten the other day at locals with a Great Tusk Mill deck against my Chen Pao, so I finally learned a few lessons against that one, hopefully. Salvatore, Drilba, Hoot, and a Melmetal. In a booster box, you're probably going to get 1, maybe 2 ace specs, which of course everyone's hunting down because of their playability. Only allowed 1 of those in your deck, of course. And we know from the pull rates that you're only going to get 1 special illustration rare in every 3 booster boxes. So for the collectors, a bit of a tough one out there. And you probably another playable card. Oh, we have an ace spec, guys. Okay, we have an ace spec here. Now, I'm really trying to get Hero's Cape and, of course, Prime Catcher. So let's go ahead and see what we got. Hey, reboot pod. Okay, so not too bad. We'll take the reboot pod. I don't know of any double bangers in the set. I don't think anybody's been opening double bangers. So, yeah, if you get one hit, you're unlikely to pull another one. If we compare the ETB, which is something that collectors are definitely going to buy, with your sleeved boosters, because that's something that I think a lot of people sometimes sleep on. They are a product that's not always super sought after because people want those booster boxes. Honestly, what are the pull rates like in those sleeve boosters? So we do have 24 sleeve boosters to compare this against and see what those hit rates are like. Like I said, booster box, hey, okay, a full art Gouging Fire EX. This ETB is treating us incredibly well as I'm talking about how difficult these hit rates are supposed to be, but we have had insane luck on the channel with ETBs recently, so I'm not complaining at all. Special illustration rares, super tough. A-specs, 1 or 2 in a booster box. I think 2 alt arts or 2 illustration rares, and then you're likely to probably get probably 2 of the full arts, like that Gouging Fire we just pulled. So Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, also really useful for those ancient decks out there. And a Feraligatr, a bit of a rogue deck contender out there. I think this Feraligatr can be causing a bit of trouble for some people. If you're playing Baxcalibur and you're able to accelerate energy onto the board quite quickly, then that Feraligatr could just sneak up on you. I played against the Feraligatr deck, and the first thing I did each and every time was take out their Totodiles before they could evolve, because they scared me, man. Bramblin, also a rogue deck out there at the moment. So on the channel now, we are looking, obviously, to advise you guys, hey, there we go, a nice reverse holo Koraidon. I do like the reverse holo Ancient and Future Pokemon. I think they look really, really cool. Love what they've done with those. And we have a full art Mudsdale. What is going on with this ETB? This is insane. And a Brambleghast, that playable card to go with that Bramblin deck. In the game of ETB versus 24 sleeve boosters, I think ETB is going to be quite tough to beat at this rate. But we are trying to advise you guys on, if you're getting into playing the game now, what is the best way forward, what product is for you. And many of you guys are out there like me, to start off as collectors. Some of you just want to stay collectors. That is absolutely fine as well. So go through these products. Buddy Puffin, need a couple of these for my deck. Basically replacing Battle VIP Pass for a lot of players out there, which allow you to get 2 lower HP Pokemon onto the bench, 2 basics. So not too shabby, nice little card for the deck there. Victini reverse, Chatot reverse, and a Durampa holo. So yeah, we're trying to advise and chat about what's viable in the meta, what cards you can be including in your deck, as well as, what products are you going to buy if you are just a collector and you just want to pull some cool cards. If you are a collector, I'm not going to recommend this set necessarily if you're just collecting for cool artworks and a lot of fun, because the hit rates, despite what we've seen in this video, are a lot more brutal than something like Crown Zenith. And there we have, as I say, that a Gouging Fire EX to finish off the ETB. But this is a set that really is for the players more, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of new playable cards in the new format now. People are really going to want to be looking at those sort of cards. So, out of this ETB, we have, 9 packs. We have 1 Gouging Fire, 1 Mud Spray, 1 Gouging Fire Full Art, a Reboot Pod, and a Scizor EX. So not too shabby at all, whether you're a player or collector. I think that's gone down pretty well. And if you're a collector, I'm just going to say before we even open the sleeve boosters that the ETB is probably going to be the product for you. But I may be proved wrong yet. Taking on the collector's best friend, we have none other than 24 packs in sleeves of Temporal Forces. Now, this is basically 2/3 of a booster box. So let's go ahead and see. Sealed from Solar Pop, so this is how it gets sent out to distributors. I want to see what the pull rates are like from this. Maybe a better representation of what's out there, necessarily, rather than if you're not going to buy an entire booster box. And by the magic of editing, we have opened up 24 of these bad boys. Cut the tops off all of them. They are ready to go, ready to rumble. Let's see what our pull rates are like. So, I'm not expecting anything super crazy in this opening. I'm not expecting like a Raging Bolt special illustration rare. Or the Iron Crown, which is probably one of the most sought after cards in the set. Rescue Board, definitely take that out of your bulk. One you're going to want, help you get out of the active if you are in a bit of trouble, especially for some of those low HP Pokemon. Really, really useful. So yeah, let's just go ahead and see what we can get. Roaring Moon, great looking card, and a pretty fun deck from what I've seen. Ancient Box did make it pretty far at EUIC, so interested to see what can be done. Of course, EUIC being the first tournament in the new Temporal Forces format. So we now have the cards with an H on the bottom there, showing that they are for that format. And going to be really interesting to see where this format goes, how it grows. I think we're going to see some new archetypes rising. And there we go. A full art Terra Outtro EX looking absolutely awesome. I do love me some full art action. So our first hit out of these 24. You would expect out of these 24, maybe we get 1 A spec. I would hope, and hopefully not another reboot pod, just so we're getting something different. Yeah, really excited for this format. Let me know what you guys think. And the collectors out there, are you happy to collect this set? This could be a set, that a lot of people are saying, and I do agree with them, that this is actually the first set that really feels like it's showcasing the future and ancient Pokemon to their full potential. A lot of the previous sets did kind of feel like they were gliding over the whole ancient future dynamic and maybe just sort of warming us up for it in the format, but now it is here, it is in your face and here to stay from what it seems. Explorer's Guidance, useful, pull that out of your bulk. Oh, okay, another A-spec. So Morty's Conviction. This has got a really cool alt art with the Gengar. I would love to pull that, but let's see, the A-spec is... Hey, a maximum belt. That is awesome. Okay, so you attach this to one of your Pokemon, and it does 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. So this is one that a lot of the Charizard players are using against players like me with a Chien-Pao deck. Hey, the Dunsparce, really also useful card as well, with that ability Runaway Draw, able to go back into your deck, and you can draw 3 cards. But this maximum belt putting a lot of cards in range of Charizard now, without the opponent having to take any knockouts. So very, very useful card. I think it's fairly pricey as well. I want to say it's about a $10, $15 card. So not too shabby at all as we make our way through this pile. Skitty over there, Electabuzz. Let me know what you think. What do you think about an opening like this? Do you think it's a bit more of a fair representation of what's out there? I mean, not everyone can afford, obviously, to buy a booster box. For Alligator over there with a nice hand trimmer, really useful in disruption and control decks. Or would you like to see booster box openings? Let me know on the channel that I can get some feedback as well from you guys and see what you want to see, what you want to see opened. And I think this is a really interesting, different way of doing it, because everyone, of course, does booster box openings. And the nice thing about that, I guess, is you do get a better idea of what you kind of guaranteed, more or less, if you do splurge on a booster box with an Incineroar EX coming out right there. But of course, not all of us can go out and afford a booster box, so you might just want to buy yourselves some individual packs. I personally have had more luck with the sleeved packs. It could be a luck thing. It could just be where I've bought my cards from. I managed to pull the God of War EX Special Illustration Rare from Scarlet and Violet 1, I want to say was the set. Out of one of these, I've pulled some pretty fun stuff. Hey, they're 2 cards that you want to use in your future decks for sure, if you're playing with Iron Hands, which has got ridiculously expensive recently. Hey, Bianca's Devotion. Awesome, full art trainer. So we are getting hits after hit. I mean, maybe the hit rates and the pull rates aren't as bad as people were saying. People were really saying, this set is really, really tough. And so far, so good. I mean, things could change. We are at the start of the unboxing of this set. So, things can change. We'll see how it goes. Had, I think, 1 hit out of 2 in the Iono Tournament Premium Collection. If you want to check that video out, I'll leave a link over here. Very, very popular. I think that thing is going to fly off the shelves. Fluttermane, also a really useful disruptive card there. Get rid of your opponent's abilities when it is in the active spot. So yeah, lots going on. Very exciting time if you are wanting to get into playing Pokemon. There's a lot of new playable cards, a lot of players starting off and experimenting with new decks. So you do kind of feel like everyone's starting off on a bit more of an even footing than maybe in the previous format, where I think my first time I jumped in, I came up, hey, Miraidon, nice. I came up against a Mew VMAX deck, and it was my first time playing, and that thing absolutely wrecked me, because I had no idea what I was doing, and the guy who'd been playing Mew for ever and a day. So nice time to jump into the game if you want to learn. There's some cool products coming, like the new Battle Stadium is going to be really, really cool. I think it's called Battle Stadium. We'll probably be reviewing that on the channel, so do hang around. Eerie, another really, really cool card. Made it quite far in the bracket. They were doing like a fun bracket during the event between the casters, saying, what card do you think is going to be the most important, the most disruptive? And Eerie made it pretty far. I think losing to Prime Catcher in the end, and pretty much everyone wanting a Prime Catcher in their deck. So hard to beat Prime Catcher. As a card, obviously only allowed 1 of those in your deck, so that does... Oh, there we go. Another Gouging Fire EX. That's 3 Gouging Fires in this video alone. So if you're looking for Gouging Fire, hit me up. I have a couple. So yeah, I think these ace specs bring a nice new dynamic as well, along with the ancient and future dynamic, which, as I said, was kind of being skirted around in previous sets. I think that ancient and future were kind of here and then. For this set, we really have them at the forefront. Buddy Puffin, hey, and a Relicanth illustration rare. That is absolutely beautiful. Really, guys, we are not doing too badly at all. Shout out again to the awesome Iono sleeves. I really, really think they're cool. And I do like that for once Pokemon kind of listen to the community. I mean, they do listen every now and then, but went ahead and included these clear sleeves without that matte finish on the front. That matte finish really was something that was irking a lot of collectors and sort of stopping them from using these sleeves. I think now if you want to use the sleeves that you get in an ETB or the sleeves that you get in that Iono box, at least you can sort of cover them with something like a clear outer from Dragon Shield. Makes them easy to shuffle, makes them easy to use. You can see the cards nicely, and they do show off the bling if that is something you are into, with another Fluttermane there. Okay, still a couple of packs left here. Nothing super crazy pulled. I mean, the Iron Crown would be amazing with that moon rising behind it. All the Sakura, the cherry blossoms on it would be really, really awesome to pull one of those. I've seen a couple of missed energies. Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. This is the card I've been looking for my deck. Really, really cool. If you have a deck that has a lot of draw power, this lets you put any two cards you want on the top of your deck in any order you choose. So if you have some draw power during your turn, if you're using Pokestop, if you're using Red Ink Ninja, if you're using the Barrel, anything that helps you to draw cards, maybe you can just want to like proof yourself against an Iono or Hand Disruption on the next turn. Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, definitely going to be a card for you. So I like the fact that as someone who's now playing, I think playing has brought a new dimension into the collecting process for me, because now when I open packs, I'm actually looking for certain duplicates of cards, because you're of course allowed to play 4 copies of a card in your deck, unless it's an A-Spec. A-Spec's only allowed 1, and only 1 of any type of A-Spec. So you can only have 1 A-Spec. There are 7 in the set. You can only have 1 of those in your deck. So I think it's given a new dimension to me in my collecting journey, because now when I open packs, I'm like, hey, I actually really wanted that card. I can use that. That's something that's useful to me. And has really changed the way I look at things like duplicates and the way that I open packs and the way that I search. Because you also go on groups and you see people looking for 4 copies of this card. And I used to be like, why? Isn't 1 Charizard enough for you? I used to think people were just crazy Charizard collectors. And I'm like, no, these guys are building decks. And that's a really fun part of the hobby as well, to be able to start looking at the Pokemon you like, the combinations that you can build, and the way you can sort of go out there and maybe disrupt the meta and the way other people are playing, and you can have a bit of fun with that. So as you go into a reverse holo, Iron Valiant. I love these reverse holos in the Fusion Ancient. I know I keep saying it, but man, they look cool. Sawsbuck, which has an awesome art rate in the set. Fluttermane, and we've had a bit of a dry spell here. I think maybe most of the hits, like cream, rose to the proverbial top. And now we are having a bit of a dry spell. So let's see if we can recover from it. Let's see if we can pull something really cool and something really crazy. Another useful code-breaking card there. Got something here. Unpheasant, a Miraidon. Okay, so Miraidon, really useful. Don't know what happened opening that pack. But anyways, it does tend to happen. Miraidon, really useful in combination with Iron Hands, being a really, really cool card to be playing with at the moment. Really, really fast attacking, quick deck, which can end the game in just a couple of turns. So, okay, I see pink. Okay. Prepare yourselves. Here we go. This has got to be Prime Catcher. Come on. Hand Trimmer and another reboot pod. Okay, look, I can't complain. It is an A-Spec. So, A-Specs are awesome. We love to see them, love to have them. But, hey, I mean, pulled a couple of Miraidons, a couple of future booster energy capsules. Maybe something's telling us to go ahead and build a future deck, because the reboot pod, of course, allowing you to attach a basic energy from your discard pile to each of your future Pokemon. So get a couple of those in play, and you can really advance your board state quite nicely with that card. So, really useful, really cool. I'm looking for something to beef up my Chen Power deck. So I was hoping for something like a Hero's Cape, which can give me another extra 100 HP, because Chen Power, being a basic, doesn't have, a lot of beef and a lot of bulk to it. It gets taken out pretty easy by some of your other big EX Pokemon. Or, of course, looking for Prime Catcher. Everybody wants Prime Catcher. That's the card that is being included in pretty much everyone's deck. There are ways around it, I think. Nice. I think it was Vinny, the Latin American champion, saying, you can replace a Prime Catcher. And I do get what he's saying, because you can get around it with like a boss's orders and a switch, which, it's a combo you have to pull off, so not always going to be something you can do. But it's nice to be able to just do it in one shot. Change your opponent's active, change your active, gives you control, gives you disruption. And it's just a banger of a card. I can see why it is so expensive and why so many people are after it. As we pull an Iron Crown EX full art, that is absolutely awesome. If you are getting a booster box, you're probably going to expect, I think, 2 full arts. So not too bad, considering we are pretty much opening 2/3 of a booster box here. As we go into our last 2 packs, guys, hang in there. 2 more packs to go. Can we get something crazy? who knows? Who knows? With something like this, there are no guarantees, and that's what makes it a lot more fun to open as well. Ekans, another Cypher Maniac's code breaking. Vikavolt, Great Tusk, Matang, and another Sizzle EX. Okay, so we're pulling a couple of duplicates here. So I have noticed Sizzle has been one that I've seen a few people pulling, and one of the players the other day at the locals that I played did pull a Gouging Fire. So we're going to last pack magic here, guys. Let's see how we can do. Okay, come on, last pack magic. Let's get something cool to finish off here. That's art. Sandy Shocks, Reuniclus, Mist Energy, Shaman, Full Metal Lab, and a Mag Cargo to finish off. Trying to wrap up this video, I think I would go ahead and suggest that, of course, as always for the collectors, your ETBs are always going to be your best friends. Those are great collectible items. If you're a sealed collector, you want to grab at least one ETB from each set that's coming out. Players are in a bit more of a sticky situation because there are very, very specific playable cards that you are trying to get. And if you are considering that within a booster box, you're probably going to get 2 A-Specs. The A-Specs are what everyone's looking for. I think that if you cannot afford a full booster box, I mean, we opened 24 of these sleeve boosters and got 2 A-Specs out of them. So the thing is, I think that the pull rates and the pull ratios are pretty similar when you're opening a booster box or these sleeve boosters, because if you look at the ratio of what we pulled, we got sort of the same kind of stuff as what you would expect in a booster box. However, when you do go to a store, there's potential that these sleeve boosters have been mixed up on the shelf. And once they're mixed up on the shelf, it's anybody's game. And you can have that kind of really interesting hit rate where you don't necessarily know, hey, I've been to my local card store. I know that people have been opening this booster box forever, and the shop owner said that nobody's pulled anything. Maybe then go for a card from the booster box or a pack from the booster box. If you are going in blind, these sleeve boosters are fun. They add an extra element and layer of fun to opening the boxes, opening the packs, I should say. You do feel like you're getting a bit more of a premium product than if you were just to buy a single pack out of an open booster box. What do you guys think? What is your strategy when you go out and you buy Pokemon cards as a player, as a collector? I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the content, go ahead, hit the like button. Don't be afraid to subscribe. We love having you here on the channel. We love chatting with people, love chatting Pokemon, collectibles, pop culture, all of that good stuff. Comic-Con coming up very soon. We are going to be down there in Cape Town, so don't be afraid to come and say hi if you do see me on the show floor. And looking forward to seeing all of you guys in the next video.